Let's talk broadly about what you're combining here and what you're bringing onto the main board of the JSE. We do know about Myriad. They've been on the Arctic Stock Exchange for a little bit, and then you guys are now coming in and combining forces. What does the merged group bring?
Right. I mean, the merged group will have, as you were saying, the medical devices in the Myriad Medical business, and we bring vaccines as well as pharmaceuticals to this new group that will now be on the main board on the stock exchange.
Do motivate. Let's say there's an investor out there who's listening and watching you and wants to know why they should be investing in your company. I mean, you're coming onto the main board, and I suppose one of the main reasons why you'd be coming on is you want a larger profile and you want also to access a larger pool of funds and also reach out to a greater number of investors.
Yeah, I think what we bring is vaccines, where there's not that many of the healthcare players involved in South Africa. In fact, we'll be the first vaccine manufacturer that will be online, and we hope to be online in 2013 in the sub-Saharan region. We'll be the first vaccine manufacturer.
And what vaccines do you make?
Well, we'll be looking at the pediatric vaccines. At the moment, all those vaccines are imported, and we supply government with all the pediatric vaccines. Okay. And we'll be looking at a range of pediatric vaccines to manufacture locally.
And let's talk about the other sides of the business. You talked about the fact that you guys are also in pharmaceuticals, you're also in medical supplies. What are the prospects there? Because we do know that the government is going to bring in the national health insurance, a unified, if you like, national health insurance scheme. And there are implications for industry players like yours. What kind of an impact do you see? And also just in terms of the industry that you operate in, what kind of issues do you deal with?
Well, we think that's going to be good for the industry. We're very excited on the national health when that happens. Yeah. Again, we need to watch that carefully and see how that rolls out. But we think the market will expand. There's got to be a revitalization of the public health sector, all the public hospitals, and it's in that revitalization that also brings opportunities in capital equipment, devices, and pharmaceuticals as well.
But some people talk about the probability that the government will become one big player and therefore be able to take on you guys like perhaps they've not been able to do before. Maybe sometimes ramroding decisions that you guys probably may not like. Do you see a possibility of that
there's
happening?
A lot of engagement.
What danger is that?
There's a lot of engagement between private industry and government, and that's ongoing. So I think we don't believe that there will be things bulldozed through to the industry, and there's that engagement that's important.
As some people always say, you never want to take on the government because you will lose in the end. They've got deep pockets. But let's talk about your industry space and the guys you interplay with. When you come onto the main board, the expectation is that you're going to scale up, you're going to increase capacity. Are there opportunities here for possibly you guys teaming up with somebody else or buying somebody else?
Well, I think there always are opportunities, and especially in our pharmaceutical division, we want to look at that and aggressively expand that particular business with our pipeline, as well as maybe looking for acquisitions on that side.
Would you say there are some that are on the table that you're looking at the moment?
Well, there is a cautionary out at the moment. But there are opportunities that we will start pursuing.
Are we talking the South African space, or are we talking broadly?
No, in South Africa.
We're talking in South Africa.
We're based in South Africa. We do quite a bit of export in the SADC region, but our main focus is in South Africa.
Is there an opportunity to grow beyond South Africa?
Yeah, I think definitely in vaccines for sure. Our main market's going to be the African continent through WHO and UNICEF when our facility gets WHO pre-qualified. So for sure there will be expansion into the continent on the vaccine side, right, as well as the devices. There'll be export opportunities.
Yeah, but what kind of expansion? Are we looking organic here, or possibly looking at perhaps teaming up with other guys or acquisitions?
I think at the moment organically, we're going to look at organically in 3 divisions and then follow various potential acquisitions as those opportunities come. And I think those opportunities will be there.
What about the fact that what kind of growth rates are you seeing inside your industry at the moment, would you say?
Well, we're growing at, in fact, from during last year to now, between about 15%. And so that would be around that.
Around 15%, that's on the revenue side. Yeah. And in terms of our profit margins, the kind of pressures that we're seeing, I mean, everybody talks about the margins being under pressure, yeah, because obviously costs are increasing, and you're also finding competition is increasing.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's always pressure on margins, and you need to then look carefully at how your input costs are, and that we do all the time. Especially on the device side, we're always looking for good sources of the devices going into the industry. And it is an ongoing pressure on all the products.
And Selwyn, so if you were to talk up your company and talk out the prospects for your company as it comes onto the main board, what would you say?
Yeah, we're very excited with this move from the alt to the main board. And within all of our divisions, we're looking at various opportunities, how we can grow the businesses and look at being smart in the actual markets.